especially Nigeria, from lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown to Endsars protest. And I'm here today to discuss about Endsars protest and the role Nigerian celebrities played. And I have with me on the right side Miss Adora, Olivia.
Yeah.
Okay, I did that get it correct?
Yes.
Okay, Adora, Olivia is the CEO of Adora Boots and the first kids fashion runway show in West Africa. And we have the big boss, sorry, I didn't mention. Chuks Iwuanyanwu is our movie director, and it's your second time on our show, am I correct?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
welcome.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to have you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be chasing you all on. Thank you very much for being on Afro Issuez.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for having me.
Endsars protest, everybody, like we all participated. I was also at the protest grounds. And you know when people say protest ground, everybody talks about the Lekki protest. But I was in different locations, not just that place. So now,
As a reporter.
so we look at the protest and the roles Nigerian celebrities played. Now, we know this, yeah, it was just the tag Endsars. So some people think it's just about SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, but it's just probably the tag.
Just a tag.
Just a tag. It's not really like the main reason people are protesting.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that's there. What does it feel to you? What does it mean to you?
Well, I think the Endsars thing was just the tag,
Yeah.
but there was a whole lot, there was a whole lot embodied in that Endsars thingy, and Nigerian celebs, they did well. I must commend them. They did well,
Great.
but like they say, they could have done better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, because it wasn't a premeditated protest.
Yeah.
A lot of things were missing. There were lots of loopholes. There were lots of things that should have been looked into. But then I still give them a thumbs up.
Yeah. Do you think celebrities coming out in mass, coming out to protest, do you think that really motivated young people a lot from Nigeria?
Yeah, I think they really did, because these celebrities, they have followers, especially youth, and you can imagine those who follow Whiskey, Davido, Faz, and all that. When you hear that your superstar is arranging or organizing something, you have no choice than to be part of it. It really motivated the youths, and the youths also were like, this is a time for us to
mingle.
Yeah.
And meet them one on one. Get to know
Yeah.
them. Yes.
So it really motivated the youths. Now these superstars, the celebrities. Yeah.
And then what do you think was the thing they didn't actually do right? Of course, there's a lot of positives from what took place there, but what do you think they did not do
Right.
absolutely right?
The fact
The
that
missing things.
the fact that they all were at one location was a bit how do I put it, cocky.
Yeah.
Permit me to use that word, because they should have shared themselves. Some people here, some people there, some people, but they all focused on the area where they lived.
Yeah.
And even the ones who didn't live on the island felt that the island was a too sharp place to be, and so they all, trooped down there. I think it would have been a bigger success if they had 10-15 celebs, Festac, 10-15 people, Lekki, 10-15 people, Badagry or Bariga or whatever, and different places. People would youths would troop out in mass just because they want to see these people. They're like they're like demigods to them, and you know, and then they don't always get that opportunity to take pictures with them and all that. So they will come out in mass, and then in the process of coming out in mass, they would definitely participate in whatever the protest is all about. You know, so if they had done that, it would have been. But this one, everybody just went. So it was as if the only place there was a protest happening was in Lekki. Now the people in Ikeja that were at the Lausa, they felt they were a little bit left behind because I mean they were hearing all the. I saw people's status on WhatsApp. Some people were like, I'm moving. I mean, nothing is happening in Ikeja. I'm moving to Lekki, and off they go. So the people who were at Ikeja were kind of like left behind. You know, it was like they were the actual people protesting because they were protesting without fun, and these other people were having fun. So you know.
Do you think some rural areas, you think they should have really extended that kind of vibe, that kind of spirit to them? Because maybe like some people will say that some of the hoodlums that came from actually these locations, these areas that feel neglected, you know.
Exactly.
So reaching out to them, do you think it would have helped to, you know, like pass the message even to the
I think that's the point she was trying to make. The people like the particular area where the police station was burnt, there was nothing like that as in peaceful protest having celebrities.
If they had celebrities there, they would have been able to
curtail
them. They would have stayed more focused on them and doing their protest rather than
they were left out. So they when you like Afulanya was saying, why would they be playing music there that they are not serious? No, you have to keep these people
engaged.
Because if it becomes boring, someone will start.
They'll start disengaging.
So if you do the same thing in these local areas or the Jebule kind of areas, you will keep them. They won't have time to start looking for police station to burn.
Exactly.
And one thing, like over the years, you know, a lot of people are accused our Nigerian celebrities that they don't really like pay attention back home to what is happening around. They seem to be focused on the international world and things happening around. But this time around, they all participated. Those who are not at home were actually protesting in London or UK or somewhere in America. And some also protested back home here. Some who couldn't come out were protesting on online and with their social media and all of that. What do you think actually motivated them this time around? What is that thing that triggered this spirit?
The harassment was starting to bite
Deeply.
home. It was starting to touch them. It was starting to get to them. Either their families, either their friends, or them. They are the ones who have shows that end at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So they are the ones who are usually on the road at that time of the day. And you know, I heard what's his name, Chuks, complain about how they caught up with him one night. He was coming back from wherever, and the guy said to him, "We'll kill you here, and nothing would happen." You know, and he was trying to explain to them that this is who I am, and they didn't give a hoot. They took him to the ATM, took his money, and left him there. You know, even with, in fact, the fact that they knew who he was, because he said one of them recognized him, the fact that they knew who he was, you know, made the guy even insist that they were going to go to the ATM. So he said he wanted to do a transfer, and the guy said no, definitely they will trace him with the transfer. So they had to take him to the ATM to get the cash out. The same thing happened to, what's his name, Gideon? Gideon too called on to them for help. He actually walked up to them for help, and they hit him with the boot of the gun. So I mean, it's starting to bite hard. It's starting to come close to them. So you don't tell a deaf and dumb person that it's starting to.
And the fact that the system is so corrupt, joblessness, and so everybody is angry. Everybody, not only the celebrities, everybody is angry in Nigeria. You know, like you said, other ones they are facing COVID-19. We are facing more than that. You know, during the
we've had the COVID, other forms,
people we are suffering. suffering and you are busy siphoning our money. And I mean, there is still anger in Nigeria. So the celebrities are also affected. They are human beings. And so if somebody close to you is in pain, you are also in pain.
Exactly.
You know. So that actually motivated them.
I totally agree. And now, there's one thing now, it went from peaceful protest. It was all going good, everything was all fine, it was pretty organized. It's probably, some people say it's probably the best organized protest you can ever imagine. Some people who didn't have food, got provided food. People someone who was amputated,
and all of that.
All of that financial assistance and all that. So, now, where did we go from peaceful protest to hoodlums being part of the protest, to looting, to politics being exposed, that were meant for people and then had to, locked out, they got locked up somewhere, and then all this thing got exposed and people was looting and then people's businesses got destroyed and all. Where did we get it wrong? Where did we get it wrong?
No, we didn't get it wrong. We never got it wrong. I'll tell you what happened. We didn't get it wrong. It was a fight of two parties. It was the APC, it was the PDP.
Right.
These ones have their talks, these ones have their talks. These ones were hell-bent on making life difficult for these ones were hell-bent on making life difficult. Now, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So when these two parties fight, the civilians suffer. And these ones were trying to rubbish these ones were trying to rubbish these ones. And so the battleground was the battleground was where the civilians had their businesses, had their lives going. And while they were back home observing the curfew, these guys were outside looting. Now, while they were doing all that destruction, they weren't just the people outside. It was a time for the opportunists to join in. And so the opportunists joined in, free justice, and so so they're the opportunists, And so they joined in. Now, while these talks for these parties were fighting and trying to burn down and harass each other and mess each other up, these guys were busy breaking into shops and taking and packing up things. So it made it look like the protesters have gone haywire, but the real protesters had gone in. They pulled back for these ones to take over. It wasn't, they didn't intentionally let these ones take over, but they were overpowered by these ones because that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. Neither was it the plan of the political parties that called them in. The plan was help the protesters rubbish these people. The plan for these people was no, they can't rubbish us. Go back and counter their plans. And then in the process, everything just got messed up.
Okay. Now, now talking about the hoodlums, we know that most of them actually came from these areas that we talked about, the rural areas, the areas that not really focused on during the protest. Do you think the celebrities or the people that organized the protest should have really put in a lot more work in that area? I mean, to sensitize the people in the poor areas, to sensitize them, to carry them along, let them play a better role than they did.
Can I correct something before he speaks?
Sure.
The protest wasn't organized. It wasn't organized. It happened.
That's
because if it was organized, a lot of things would have been put in place. All these things would have been in check and
balance.
balance.
Spread their wings.
Do you understand? It wasn't organized. It just happened. One person cried out, another person followed, another person followed, and they took it to the streets. And so it wasn't like it was planned. So I think you should remove that phrase, the organizers.
Nobody organized anything. It just happened. And so there was no time to start appointing somebody in the local area, take care of this, handle this, and all that. There was no time for that because it was not planned.
And in most cases, protests, you don't really like sit down and say, oh, plan it. Just something triggers it.
Something triggers it. But don't forget that some of these hoodlums are not actually from the local that you're talking about. They are arranged by the government. You watched the video in Abuja. The people came with cars.
Yeah, government vehicle. I saw that.
And they were shooting people.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Who organized them? You understand? Like she said, they were using it to fight back, and that was what happened in Lagos.
Yeah.
And the states, Edo State had to place curfew in Edo State because of what was happening. You know, the hoodlums succeeded, and so the government was happy, and they had to place curfew. And so that was what happened in Lagos. So it was the government that brought in the idea of hoodlums.
Yeah.
Honestly, the curfew wasn't for the protesters.
Yeah.
The curfew was actually for the hoodlums.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the protesters because there was no reason to put a curfew on peaceful protesters.
Yeah, but that's the point. You have to create a reason.
Yes.
For
so
a
that's what I'm saying. That it wasn't not necessarily for them, but it was for the reason they created.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be right back. We'll go for a pause for a short break. Stay tuned.
Imagine going back to school without teachers, texts, grades, and papers. Imagine the world without anyone, the sea without water, the ground without sand. And now, imagine Lagos without Echo Spring Hotel, a place you find peace while your mind runs through your business dealings. With top-class customer service, comfortable rooms, 24 hours room service, fitness center, security, exquisite restaurant and bar, and many more. A warm welcome awaits you, and your comfort guaranteed. Situated at 92 Isheri Oshu Road, Bucknell, Ejibo, Lagos. Echo Spring Hotel. Your comfort.
Now, if there's a kind of a second wave of this protest, now either by media or physical protest, now how do you think it should be organized? How do you think we should reach out to these poor areas, these people that we feel that are not really educated, especially people that are not educated? How do we get them be part of this? How do we pass the message across? How do we educate them, make them understand what the protest is all about, why they need to be part of it and understand the state of the country and why they are in their condition right now? How do we carry them along? What do you think should be done?
Let me tell you something. You see the Ajegunle area. We have the Shoki, we have Africa, China.
Yes.
We have a lot of them that's springing up from them. I'll tell you what I noticed they did during this protest. Africa, China, that Shoki was out of the country, but he was running back to come take care of his people before this whole shootout thing happened. Africa, China moved to AJ, but you see, him alone could not pull that crowd. One or two other people would have joined him. If Daddy Shoki was around, it probably would have been a little bit because he's the area father of that. So when Africa China gathered them together, he sang his song, if you be police as well. And everybody was dancing, and it would have been an opportunity for him to say, or I think he actually took advantage of that opportunity to say to them, this is what we're fighting for. This is what we're standing up for. This is what is happening. And this is what we're saying enough is enough for. Now, at this point, he was speaking in English. And trust me, it would have just been a few that would have understood what he was saying. So if at that point he had other people, one person speaking Igbo, one person speaking Yoruba, one person speaking Hausa, and you just make them all understand that, look, this is what we are fighting for. This is what we're fighting against. This is what we're standing up against. Yeah, they would understand. Now, if you move that same energy to Mushi, Agege, Orile, pass that message across. And then also make them understand that we don't need to burn. See, you're burning police station. It's yourself you're killing. Because you know why? When you burn down the police station, you see that person that doesn't want to know what we're talking about or what we're fighting about, he would attack you on the street tomorrow and collect your phone, and you have nowhere to go to. There'll be nobody to defend you. So you burning down that police station is also yourself you're killing, because when that police station is no longer there, tomorrow when things are settled, it is still your tax. The one they would use to fix the road for you, they would rather use it and build another police station, and tomorrow you burn it down again, you build another one again. So what is the essence? Leave it hanging. Rather, let the policeman in there know that you are the one I'm fighting for. As much as you are harassing me because it's a ripple effect of what you are going through. So I want to tackle this matter. We want to tackle this matter from the root. And the root is to make sure that you have a better life, so that you don't vent your frustration on me. You need to let them know. And so when he sits down and he thinks about it, and he sees the barracks he's coming out from, and he sees, his salary, and he looks at you and goes, so you're fighting for me. He feels, oh, but I can't fight with you because I'm wearing the... Then that's the point where we now say, just sit still. If anybody says, come and kill me for fighting for you, tell the person you have heard, don't move. Stay where you are. I am fighting for you. Let them understand. But you see, before you can let them understand, you have to let that burner understand that the person in there, we're trying to tackle. The reason why you are a burner is because we have not tackled the issue from the root. Let's talk to this person to help us, to give us a chance to fight for you and to fight for him.
And do you think, especially some people talked about the northern youth, there's less usage of social media in most parts of the north. And I feel, don't you think some celebrities in North Korea also played a role? Probably they were not reached out.
No. What I think is,
because sorry to cut you short, because the use of language that you mentioned before, speaking in someone's dialect and making them understand what there are people that they connect when you speak, when they understand you, you come down to their terms. They feel connected. They understand.
We have northern actors and actresses. We have northern musicians that can, look. As for the northerners, honestly speaking, without being biased, I'm sorry to everyone out there. Without being biased, the northerners, they need their kind. So. When I mean they need their kind, I mean in terms of religion and in terms of lifestyle. So they need their fellow northerner who are aware of what is going on in the country and what the protest is about. So they can as well move from Lagos to the north, where they can explain better to them. And if you have a house of 10 and one person understands what the protest is about, that one person can convince, if not all 10, 6 to 7, you're winning already. So I think it's a
So you did mention something while she was talking. So
what she is actually talking about is that for us to move forward, there's a lot of sensitization that needs to be done. Everybody has to, as many that are interested, need to understand where we are heading to.
We're headed.
We are not, here to play politics. We are here to, get people delivered from the oppressors. You understand? So you are equally oppressed, like you talked about the police being oppressed. It is because the police, they don't have nothing is working. That's why they are harassing us. Because you don't give the money, they are harassing. Why? Because what they are getting is not enough.
And that's the point I was going to ask. Like, do do you think police officers are well paid? Like, I feel like they should be well taken care of, better than their condition.
Of course, they are not well paid. How much is bag of rice? Police officer that has 5 children, you know, paying school fees.
Let me use this as an example. You have a house. You have a house help. In the morning, you go to work. Your wife goes to work, and you tell your house help, there's fried rice in the pot for my kids when we get back from school, and there's bread in the oven for you. Well, okay, bread is even rich. So you say, okay, there's a leftover beans.
Yeah.
There's leftover beans in the oven for you, and off you go. Do you think that your house help
We'll be happy.
will feed your children that fried rice without tasting out of it?
It's not possible.
You think so? Let me tell you what your house help would even do. Your house help might even
Feed them with
eat that
leftover.
rice and feed them
We
with
left over. Very well.
That's exactly what the Nigerian police is. You're paying them peanuts. They live in dilapidated houses.
Yeah.
The police barracks is, oh my God.
It's
It's a no place to live.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then they come out to the roads and see you and I looking all dashed up
You
and
know?
Yeah.
and you're feeding well, you look good, you're in your AC car and he's in the sun, he's got burnt all over and everything, and then he stops you and says, what's up? Anything for the boys? Anything? I say nothing for the boys, come down. He will, look, when he says anything for the boys and you don't willingly give him anything for the boys, he will force anything from the boys out of you. But you see, if he's well paid, he won't have a need to do that. If you say to your household, there's your fried rice, I left fried rice for you and the kids in the pot, your kids will come home and eat well.
And she will eat.
So too, your household will eat well too.
But you just made a wonderful point. I also feel like there is a way you can actually pass a message that the police officers will actually understand that their condition is so
No, they
bad.
don't
It's
need to
so bad.
understand. They know their
cannot
condition is
actually-
bad.
They know
They
very
don't
well.
need to understand.
They know what they
their
are
condition.
facing.
See, they know their condition is bad, so they are not the ones who are telling that their condition is bad.
No.
We're telling the government
Yeah.
to please make their condition
Yeah.
better. You know, because they can, you see, let me take you back to the house, to the domestic issue. Your house help can't say to you, ma, I don't like the way you feed me beans. I don't like it. It's your children that will come and say to you, mommy, we don't like the way that we're eating rice and the child and the house help is eating beans. It's the children. Now, in this case, the children are we, the youth, saying to the government, the parents, that we don't like the fact that these people, because when you give them this shit to eat, they give us rubbish to live with.
I agree. And another thing is, we have, all the celebrities from Davido meeting the IG. We have, what's his, Starboy, Whiskey, protesting in London or United States.
Burna Boy.
And Burna Boy, and all of them, different places. Then you also have Fowles and Runtown, who actually, started the whole movement on the street before a lot of people came out. So now, who exactly stood that for you?
For me,
I forgot to mention DJ Sweet because then she actually made the, I don't know how to describe her, but that was
well,
really
kudos to everybody that came out. Peter Square, Fowles, and all of them. Kudos to all of them that came out. But you see, for me, the people that got me really moved, Fowles and DJ Switch. DJ Switch, you could tell she had passion for what.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's been through. I don't know what the people she know have been. I don't know what her family members or her friends have been through. But you see, she was passionate about it. She wasn't there to make music.
No.
She wasn't there to make music. But let me tell you what she knew. When they fixed the curfew and other celebs went home to fight from online because they didn't go home, let's not say they went home and then make it look like they deserted the place. No, they went home to do their thing online. I mean, he that what's that thing they say? He that fights runs away during the fight comes back to fight another day and all that. So they ran away, but you know, just like we say that there's no revolution without bloodshed, some people would lose their blood and some people would stay alive to come back again tomorrow to continue from where the dead ones stopped and all that. So they went home, you know, to do their thing. DJ Switch had, in all of them there, her duty was heavier than every other person's duty. Let me tell you why. She kept them together with music. It was a bond that tied them together. You see, if she wasn't there, if music wasn't there, it would have been boring waiting till 7 and then they'll gist. The other people say, let's go and get water, and they'll go from getting water, they'll just say, let's just go home. Some people say, the sun is too much, and then they just go this way. So she kept them together. So she was with them till the last minute.
Yeah.
So the part she played was
bigger than others.
Yes, it was bigger than every other thing every other person did.
Right, that was fun.
She had the loudest voice.
I saw her the next morning.
And also
the shooting was still going on.
And yes, she had very risky too.
She
because I mean, she put her life on the line.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean.
Exactly. And we also heard. I watched Tiwa Savage calling out Beyonce to use her platform to reach out to her followers and also sensitize people what was going on in Nigeria, because a lot of celebrities all over the world they didn't have to be Nigerian. They all supported the Endsars protest. So some people criticize Tiwa, including Beyonce's mom. Do you think there should be anything wrong there? Personally, I don't think so.
Honestly, I don't think she did anything wrong, because we are talking about human life. We are talking about people. You understand? Regardless of the country.
Yeah.
Now, when the issue of Black Lives Matter came up, it started from US and spread to the whole world.
Yeah.
You can see football. In football, they are still practicing it in England. Before the kick-off, they had to kneel and all that. And so the whole world. Are you saying Nigeria they are not humans? It's only you. So if they will go, you know, every part of the world respected what happened, and they kind of they took it upon themselves.
Yeah.
Our next generation, if they don't go through or they don't read the history, they will not understand where it was coming from, because it has spread. Exactly. And so if I decide to call my friend, look at what is happening to my country, it's the same thing that happened in your country. Please help me. We need help.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong. The mother has every right to be angry or to say. But the truth is that she did the right thing in telling others, telling the friend, please.
And she did.
Apart from all that, I don't think Tiwa did anything wrong.
There was nothing.
For her to have called out to Beyonce, I mean, I don't see any reason why there will be a problem in Nigeria and Davido calls out to
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown is his friend.
Yeah.
So, and then he knows that his friend has a bigger platform.
Yeah.
He knows that his friend
He's respected.
His friend is respected and has got a lot of followers.
Yeah.
And then he says to his friend, because I need you to help me spread this out to the world. You know, by the time you put it on your platform, 1 or 2 of your followers will put it out on their own platform, and then before you know it keeps going. So please, as my friend, do this for me. So I don't. Beyonce and Tiwa Savage have a relationship.
Yeah.
Tiwa knows her pretty well. So I don't see anything wrong in calling out to my friend to say, hey, I've got a problem. I need you to. I've got a problem. I need you to help me.
Let the
world know, because you've got a bigger platform. So please put it on your platform so that the whole world can know about it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. So the people criticizing her I don't think they did well by doing that, because when it happens in America, they are here posting it.
Yeah.
So what happens if it happens here and they post it? So what's not about it? It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's just not.
So I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Another thing, one celebrity that, you know, that went the other way. But we have mentioned all the celebrities and giving them kudos, but there's one that just didn't, you know, see things the way others did, and we cannot overemphasize what this man earlier did. We've heard it on different platforms, but this is, I mean, one thing that got a lot of people upset that he denied that video denied doing it until the video came out. So, what exactly? How do you actually see this whole thing? Because
It's a natural thing for anybody to protect your boss.
Interest.
Yeah.
Yes, there is nothing wrong with him. In fact, I believe me, when he was saying that, he knew it was not coming from here, it was coming from here.
Yeah.
Because he needed to protect his boss.
Impress him.
Yeah. In fact, this month, I call him a politician, I don't even call him a celebrity. Now, the truth is that for you to move up the ladder, you must protect your boss. You must answer the calls. You remember what MC Rumo did was busy trying to be stupid, you know, during that protest. It was still because of the boss. But they all know that these people have come of age. I mean, the youths. You understand? So they have come of age. They know that. But you cannot come out and say anything
Because of the selfish
Yeah.
Yes, but that is how it is in politics. There is a godfather that you must protect.
And even the apology, his apology was
Incomplete.
incomplete.
Yeah,
One,
because
it was incomplete.
It
One.
didn't actually make sense.
Two, it didn't make sense to me because I'll tell you what, if he has an opportunity to say the same thing, to be in the same seating again, he would say the same thing again in a different way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the most important thing is that he is saying this thing to back up his boss.
Of course.
Now let me tell you what he did. He was just a Judas in the 12. Knowing that you belong to the 12 and still selling out on the 12 because of what you want to get from this other side is what makes him the Judas.
Exactly.
If Desmond wasn't in politics,
It would have been part
he
of
would
that
have been
protest.
part of that protest. He would have fought.
Yeah, I know him
He would have carried the microphone and spoken more than every other person.
very well.
Yeah.
But there he was on the other side, betraying the other
Yes.
11,
Yeah.
betraying the youth, and calling them children. That was what he was sorry about.
Yeah, he was sorry
Not-
about
not
the
the
whole.
whole-
It's not
That's
about
not
the
what he
context.
said.
Yeah.
Not about the context of what he was
Yeah.
talking. He was sorry about calling them children.
Children.
Not about the
That's
context
not
of what he said. He wasn't
for
sorry.
me. Your final word before we go.
My final word,
Few seconds.
the truth is that something has started. We should not back down. We should not back down. But it has to be peaceful. If you are violent government, you can't fight government. So you have to strategize. We need these people out. We have to work out. A leader must emerge. Where you don't have a leader, there is confusion. Now, where some people came during the protests, and we don't need that kind of leader. We need a leader that will emerge from the youth. Not somebody coming from, you have your own selfish interests, you want to take the youth up and use them. No. So, we have to strategize to be able to silence this government, these people, not the government, the people that are in government, the people that have actually
Sabotaged.
made us look like fools, that they call us pit hole, shit hole. You know?
Sorry to use that word. It's okay.
So we want to get out of that shit hole, and so we need to work together. There is remove tribalism,
Remove
religion, and say our nation must stand. No more foreign interference. They cannot come and dictate for us because we know what we are facing. And so we have to work together to make this thing happen. If not, it can't.
I'm sure I agree with you. Your final word, please.
For me, I think I stand on the same ground as he. stands because we shouldn't back down. We shouldn't back down. The fight needs to go on, but in a very peaceful way. Yes, in a very peaceful way. And you see, there's this saying that one person can cook for the community and the community will eat and probably not even be full. But when the community cooks for one person, so you see the people in that political arena are like one person. They're just a number of people. We outnumber them. If we cook for them and we mean for them to eat it, we won't be able to finish it. So we need to come together as one, irrespective of, like he said, religion, tribe, whatever beliefs we have, and focus on one Nigeria. And let's move together.
Absolutely. Let me get this here. You know what happened to Egypt?
Yes.
It was a peaceful protest. They stayed there for more than 1 month. And that was how their president resigned. And these people, they understand law.
You know that was what they wanted to do.
Yeah, they know the law. They know that if you stay there for more than 1 month, the UN will come in.
So they need to scatter.
Yes.
They needed to scatter that country.
Yes.
Yes.
So
they needed to scatter that country.
you have...
And that was why the shooting happened.
That was why the shooting happened.
Because if they didn't shoot,
they would have remained there till
now.
now.
Even if every other area backs up.
That's like you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chuks.
Alright.
And Adora, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Having us here.
And that's where we'll draw the curtains on today's episode on Afro Issues. Join us next week, and please follow us on Instagram and our YouTube channel and watch other videos from the previous one. But this is very, very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So grateful. Alright, we'll see you again next week. I'm JP Mac. Bye.